Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Meditative Wednesday morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead and send me some love. Go ahead and share this on your timeline. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning. Our scripture reference for today will be coming from Titus 2:11 through 12. For the grace of God has appeared, bringing salvation for all people, instructing us to renounce ungodliness and worldly passions, and to live self-controlled, upright, and godly lives in the present age. Our focus word has been grace. Grace is unearned and unmerited. It is undeserved privilege, not an exclusive right. Remember that grace you receive freely because Jesus, his life. It's the transformative power of God's grace. God's grace is a gift with no strings attached. His unmerited favor is given to everyone who accepts the gift. It's given to you and I. The intent of our heart should be motivated by God's grace to do things, to be self-disciplined. God's grace always gives us another chance. If there were no grace, there would be no second or third or fourth chance. As soon as we miss the mark, we would be condemned. But his grace, his God's riches at Christ's expense, it provides us with gift, the gift of grace. Grace should be penetrated in our hearts the same way that light penetrates darkness. Shine through it, penetrate it, and disperse it. When grace enters into our heart, it breaks up anything that's unlike God and begins to produce transformation and manifestation. The grace of God appears to us in the person of Jesus. Grace is the power that teaches. Grace is the power that trains. Grace is the power that disciplines. It guides us and leads us. It does not force us. He is a gentleman. It teaches us that we must deny our own selfish desires and have self-control. Grace is a gift that teaches us to love one another. Grace is a gift that teaches us to discipline our tongue and our behavior. What attitude we must conduct in our daily life. It teaches us to live in anticipation. It teaches us to eagerly, fervently, and faithfully do good works. It should shine through our self-control. His grace, God's grace, helps us resist negative influences and encourages us to live in a way that aligns with God's will. Discipline, grace would discipline our heart. It would discipline our mind. It would discipline our thoughts. It would discipline our words. It will discipline our action. This perspective suggests that through grace, God shapes our lives and narrative by empowering us to make the right choice, to make a different choice, to say no to some thoughts and behavior. God's grace is not limited, but is available to everyone. It is manifested through Jesus to give us salvation. God's grace provides transformation that encourages us to live in a manner that is self-disciplined. It is intentional. It is an intentional refusal to pay any attention to anything that contradicts sound teaching. Grace is like a pair of scissors that cuts the course of wrong thoughts, behaviors, and action. We need grace all day long to train us. While we must have conviction and not compromise, we must also cultivate a gracious spirit of love. Our walk and talk must be in harmony with each other. When our character, conduct, and conversation are working together, it makes a powerful witness. Grace is our transportation to transformation. Let me say that one more time. Grace is our transportation to our transformation, to reach God's expectation. It changes our heart, and then it becomes part of our external behavior. We must live it out. The transformative power of God's grace, it educates us to lead lives that reflect the fruit of the Spirit. Let's be an example of God's love and grace in every interaction, promoting peace, justice, kindness in our family, friends, even in strangers. When we incorporate grace in our life, it teaches us to be intentional. It cultivates an attitude of gratitude. We develop habits that foster disciplined thoughts and words. We take the opportunity to serve one another. Let us remember that we're not alone, that we're never alone. We could not do this by ourselves if we did not have grace. God's grace is sufficient for you and I. His strength is made perfect in our weakness. Commit to making a change, no matter how small, and observe how it will impact your life, your relationship with God, and your relationship with others. It reminds me of the Transformers, when they used to say, Transformers activate. Right now, we should have the mindset that His grace transforms and it activates in us. If we learn to guard our hearts with a faith on fire, knowing that God has given us grace, God's grace will make your flicker burst into flame. Let me say that one more time. God's grace will make your flicker burst into flames. Please don't forget to repeat the scripture reference 10 times. Please don't forget to say the declaration time. Let's say the scripture reference one more time. Titus 2:11-12. For the grace of God has appeared, bringing salvation for all people, instructing us to renounce ungodliness and worldly passion, and to live a self-control, upright, and godly lives in the present age. Our declaration for today is: Deborah seeks God's grace to live a disciplined life. Let me say that one more time. You put your name in place of my name. Deborah seeks God's grace to live a disciplined life. You got to seek God's grace to be disciplined in your life. I got to seek God's grace to be disciplined in my life. The transformative power of God's grace empowers us to reject anything that removes us from the presence of God and prevents us from living a disciplined life. Let's seek God's grace to help us to be disciplined in our thoughts, action, and words. Thank you for joining us again. And now, please listen to our announcement.
Thank you for starting your day with us with this meditation moment. Begin your mornings at 6 a.m. on a note of peace and mindfulness with us. It's our pleasure to guide you through a serene, meditative journey. Let's embrace tranquility together every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as we delve into this practice of presence and awareness. Join us and transform your day with a touch of mindfulness. Broaden your horizons and engage with our community. Every Thursday, join us for Bible study at our Birmingham venue at 11:30 a.m. for an in-person session, or tune in online for our virtual session at 6:30 p.m. Additionally, take advantage of our food pantry and clothing closet, accessible from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Seize the opportunity to gain knowledge and foster connections. Experience an uplifting blend of fellowship and faith, both in person and virtually. Join us every Sunday for the soul-stirring worship service at 9 a.m. at our Birmingham site, located at 923 Graymont Avenue West. Not in Birmingham, our Huntsville community gathers at 706 Kentwood Drive at 12:30 p.m. for a harmonious celebration of worship. We are filled with excitement and looking forward to welcoming you with open hearts.